You've sent out dozens, maybe even hundreds of resumes, and what do you get back? Crickets. It is probably one of the most frustrating parts of any job search. So today, we are going to break down exactly why that's happening and give you the framework for the resume that actually gets you the job. Okay, let's get into it.
So really, why isn't your resume working? You know you have the experience, you know you have the skills, but it just feels like you're shouting into the void. Well, here's the thing. The problem isn't you or your career. The problem is how you're communicating it on that single piece of paper.
And this right here is the most important idea we're going to cover. The document that you've been using, the one that perfectly lists everything you've ever done, that is not the document that's going to land you your next interview. The resume you need is a sharp, targeted, strategic tool.
To really get this, we have to first understand who, or more importantly, what, is actually reading your resume. Because in today's world, there are two critical gatekeepers you have to get past. This slide gets right to the heart of the matter. See, your resume doesn't just have one audience, it has two completely different ones. First, it has to get past a machine, an applicant tracking system, or ATS, that's just scanning for keywords. Only after that does it get to audience number two, a real human recruiter who's going to give it a glance for just a few seconds. The mistake almost everyone makes, they write a resume that's not optimized for either one.
And here's that first gatekeeper in action. And wow, it's a big one. A mind-boggling 75% of resumes are automatically rejected by the ATS before a person ever even lays eyes on them. Just think about that for a second. 3 out of every 4. If your resume isn't built for that machine, you're almost certainly in that rejected pile.
Okay, so what if you're in the lucky 25% that makes it through? Well, now you face the human. And a recruiter will spend, on average, just 7 seconds on their first look at your resume. 7 seconds. That's all the time you get to convince them you're worth a closer look.
And this really sums it all up. A generic document is just a history report of your jobs. That's it. A real resume, a winning resume, is a targeted argument for why you are the perfect person for one specific job. And it's built from the ground up to get past both the machine and the human.
All right, so all of this brings us to the idea of customization. Now, most people know they're supposed to customize the resume, but they make a huge mistake in how they actually go about it.
The biggest mistake is what we call keyword stuffing. You know what I'm talking about. It's when you just copy and paste a few key phrases from the job description into your resume without changing any of the context. And yeah, that might get you past a simple ATS, but the second a human sees it, it looks weird, it sounds robotic, and it just feels off. It fails that 7-second test big time.
Let's look at the difference side by side. The generic resume on the left, it just lists duties. It's passive. It says, here's what I was told to do. But the customized resume on the right leads with impact, with results. It strategically moves the most relevant experience to the top and has a summary that answers one simple question. Why am I the solution to your problem?
So, if keyword stuffing is the wrong way, then what is the right way to customize your resume? Well, the answer is a proper, structured framework that goes way deeper than just swapping out a few words.
Real, effective customization works on 5 different layers of your resume. We're talking about your summary, your skills, the bullet points under each job, your job titles, and even the stuff you need to take out. Let's dig into each of these.
First up, the professional summary. This is the most valuable real estate on the entire page. Its only job is to give a direct 2- or 3-sentence answer to the question, why are you the perfect person for this specific job? And because of that, it has to be written completely fresh for every single application you sent. No exceptions. For the other 4 layers, the logic is exactly the same. Be ruthlessly targeted. For your skills, use the exact words from the job description. Don't say project management if they say project coordination. Next, reorder your bullet points. Under each past job, move the accomplishments that are most relevant to this new job to the top of the list. Then calibrate your job titles. If your old company called you a growth ninja, translate that to the industry standard, like marketing manager. And finally, and this is so important, remove anything that's irrelevant. If a skill or project doesn't help you make the case for this specific job, get rid of it. A customized resume is very often a shorter resume.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking right now. Wow, this sounds like a lot of work. And you know what? You're right. It is. But let's look at the payoff, because the time you put in is directly connected to the results you get out.
And the data here is just undeniable. Job seekers who take the time to properly customize their resume for each role see up to a 3 times higher interview rate. 3 times! That's not a small improvement. That is a complete game changer for your job search.
So yeah, let's be upfront about it. This level of customization isn't a 5-minute job. It's going to take you somewhere between 45 and 90 minutes for each application. But the result, a dramatically higher chance of actually getting that interview, proves that it is absolutely worth the effort.
So let's bring this all home. What's the big idea behind all this work? Well, it's simple. Your real advantage in the job market isn't about being fancy. It's about being clear.
The whole goal of customization isn't to embellish the truth or make you sound like something you're not at all. It's about making sure that your actual hard-earned skills and achievements are perfectly clear and visible to both those automated systems and the very busy humans making the final call.
And I want to leave you with this final thought. If you're just sending out the same generic resume to every single role, you're not actually applying for a job. You're just hoping. You're throwing something at the wall and hoping it sticks. And as we've seen, hope is not a very effective job search strategy.
Ultimately, every job application is a communication challenge. And when you solve that challenge with a truly customized resume, you make sure that your valuable experience gets the attention and the visibility it actually deserves.